Cool. I think we're all kind of good to go now.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Cool. Well, first off, thank you, James Tsai. Thank you so much for doing this. This is
No, not a problem.
really
This is
awesome. This is
my pleasure.
yeah.
Yep.
And but yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, you're the owner of Radio Free Alice. You do a radio show, and do you want to talk a bit about like how you got into all of this, how you got into owning a record store?
Well, it's a long story. Well, actually, I can sort of compact it.
Yeah.
So before this, which was about 12 years ago,
Yeah.
I was working for another retailer,
Yeah.
and for about, I don't know, I was there for 7 years,
Yeah.
and I thought, I wasn't that happy there,
Mm.
and I thought maybe I can strike out and do it myself, Yeah. And I thought, and I just chanced upon a good location with a very decent rent.
That helps.
So that's possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, what year did you purchase this place?
Well, I didn't purchase. I'm still renting.
Oh,
this
renting.
place.
Sorry,
Yeah,
renting. Sorry. Yeah.
God, it was 12 years ago. So
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah.
2026 minus 12.
Quick maths.
Whatever. Yeah.
Right.
Anyway.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yep.
And then, so what have been kind of some of the highlights of owning a record store, really, or having something to call your own, really?
Yeah. Well, that's number one, obviously, and the second thing, I don't know. Some people would find it. Oh, you are kidding, right?
Yeah.
It's the people I meet. I get to meet.
Yeah.
I met you through here. Yeah.
Walked off the street.
That's really important, and as you probably gathered, there aren't that many shops with chairs.
Well, yeah.
Shoe shops, yes. You
Yeah.
know, you got to sit down and try on your shoes, but
Yeah.
record shop, no. I want to make it kind of homely, and,
Yeah.
So people can, like-minded people can get together and, we can have a little talk, we can have a chat.
Well, even when I was here for maybe an hour. I know we had a good chat, but along that, like, other people came along and they asked for certain things and you helped out.
Yeah. That's all. Yeah, no, it's fun,
Yeah.
like it's, and I still, to this day, I still learn a lot from customers, because no one can profess to know everything, like,
Right. Yeah.
let alone me, like I tried, I tried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
But no, of course, learning as much as you can. But you seem like, especially in our first conversation, you seem like someone who's very motivated when it comes to art, because you're a photographer, you have your own radio show. You said you draw a little bit. You kind of keep yourself with the art.
Yes.
Where does that kind of come from?
I guess from just exposure to a lot of interesting and creative things when I was little.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I guess it all came from there. I never pursued like I should have, and I thought, oh, maybe, it's not. Maybe you can't pay your rent if you just sit there and draw, cartoons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
So all that aside, practicality comes first.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's also, I feel like it's important to do stuff on the side, even if it doesn't pay the bills. Like, it's very lucky.
Oh,
that you
can,
run a record store, but
if time allows, yes.
Yeah.
Sure,
exactly.
it's a great cathartic, I recommend that to, everyone.
Exactly, right? I
It's
think
cathartic,
there's something to it where it's like, it's not your 9 to 5, but you do it straight out of passion. When there's those hours that, you could spend relaxing and watching TV, or for instance, but you're spending it kind of developing a skill, or like going out and kind of being in the culture. It could be like going to a concert, or like drawing something.
Exactly, yep.
It's, and I think especially in Sydney, the last couple of years, that's kind of coming back a little bit. The culture is kind of like, after COVID and everything,
it's kind of, in a weird way, I think COVID actually helped people kind of to wanting to tap into the whole cultural thing more, even more.
Because we couldn't, right?
Yeah. Just, the deprivation of all that, sort of pushes, our sort of, inner desire forth even stronger,
Yeah. Just
there are more people reading, I guess. I hope. Yeah.
Yeah. And especially now you see all the bands that are finally coming back out to Sydney as well. Like we just had Pulp out here, which was funny. They haven't been here in 20 years or something. That's right. Like that.
Yeah.
And especially with Vivid coming up, that's becoming more of a thing.
Yep.
But yeah, so how did you sort of land in Sydney out of all places? Like, were you born and raised here? Did you how did that kind of come about?
Okay, I was born in Hong Kong.
Yep.
So yeah, I spent. Oh, it was a long time ago. To be precise, 1964. So it was a long time ago. So I'm an old guy, which is okay, I guess. As long as you're young at heart, it's fine.
That's
So I came out here in the year punk broke, 1977.
Yeah, right.
So I was 13, and it was a crazy big change for me, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was the main differences, like, especially culture-wise, coming from Hong Kong did you come straight to Sydney, or was that just...
Yeah, straight to Sydney.
Yeah, right. So...
Yep, moved straight to Sydney, My family,
Was that a culture shock, I'm assuming?
Adapting... Yeah. No, I mean, like, Hong Kong was really multicultural.
Right.
Then my school...
Yeah.
You know, we have Portuguese, Pakistanis, Americans, and you name it, you know, we have them in our school. But it was kind of, like, normal to me, you know. One of my best friends... a Chinese Muslim
guy,
right. You know?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice guy. He's like the kindest. He's always, you know, with a big smile on his face.
Yeah.
So I think the cultural shock was more like the geography, because like I came from a concrete jungle.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Back in '77, and I remember I think we were getting a cab. From the airport to where we were staying.
Yeah.
Which was Burwood.
Oh, right. Okay, right. Yeah.
And the cab obviously took the back ways.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, there's not one building taller than, you know, like 5 levels. You know?
Yeah, right.
Like, oh my God, where are we? You know?
Yeah. And there's like beaches and there's greenery and it's,
Yeah. I didn't get to see that for, weeks later, you know.
Oh, right.
You know, I didn't even get to see the Opera House, you know. Like, that was really bizarre, you know.
Yeah.
But, I've grown to love it, you know. It's a beautiful place. It's it's a beautiful city, you know. You know, like,
it's very expensive to be here, but I think it's there's something to it though. There's something to Sydney, and especially like Australia as well.
Yeah, but in saying that, all the other cities in Australia, they're all catching up, you know, in terms of, you know,
absolutely. Well, you go down to Melbourne, for instance. That's always been like a culture kind of central as well, along with Sydney.
Yep.
And you look anywhere else, and it comes back to like, I think Foo Fighters did a tour, and they only went to Tasmania or something like that, which is, you know, never in a million years would you think an American band would come out and just do a Tassie show and then leave. But
that's right.
That's kind of where we're at now.
Yeah. So in terms of culture, you know, everyone's Melbourne's always, you know, happening.
Yeah.
I remembered, like, you know, I have good friends, like their relatives, you know, they were in all those Melbourne underground bands back in the 70s. You know? So it's competitive and with Sydney anyway.
Yeah.
But it was kind of good. It was cool. But
Yeah, right. Yeah. So when you came to Australia, so you were just a teenager. Like, when did you start involving yourself in the music scene there?
Fortunately, at school, I kind of I sort of lumped in with this kind of core group of kids, you know, who are into music and, you know, all the weird shit.
Yeah.
And because my school is kind of like what they call a Westie school, you know, everyone's AC/DC. And,
representing.
You know, everything else is like, you know, the music. You know?
Right. Yeah. Everything disrespect.
Yeah. It's like, you know, back then it was like, you know, people are pretty verbal. They just say what they say, and and you got to deal with it. And you got to deal with it. You know, you learn. You learn to be tough. You know.
And stick by your guns. Yeah.
And but we're fortunate. You know, we have a core group. I don't know, six guys.
Oh yeah. And so you would always just go out to gigs together and stuff like that?
Yeah, well, not so much that, because we're still quite young.
Well, yeah, good point. You can't
we used to, you know, like, you know, for example, this one guy, this Russian kid, Victor Ivanov.
Yeah.
He's like really cluey, you know. He's on 2JJ back then, because it was before it was FM. Became triple J, and then now it's back to 2JJ or whatever.
Yeah.
So back then it was like, and double J was very radical. Like after 8 p.m.
Yeah.
You get to hear all this weird shit, you know. It's fantastic, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, information sort of don't come that quick then, you know. It takes a while to discover stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes you see a picture and then 2 months later you get to hear the band's music. You know?
I remember you saying that. Was that with Joy Division? You remember you saying
yeah.
So I kind of, the idea of like, because, you know, I've grown up I was born in 97, so I kind of like, I saw the internet kind of come into what it is. But especially through my teenage years, we had Spotify, we had all this stuff. So I kind of, it was just on that brink of like just about to have everything easily available, right? If you look on YouTube, you can find everything. But back then, you know, like, you're seeing like a snippet of like Joy Division, you see them like together, you're like, what's going on here? And you wait for months until you actually see a song, hear a song. So by then you've already kind of put an idea in your head about it maybe, so you're already kind of invested. So even if the song might not be amazing, you've already kind of started being a fan almost. Right?
But also, the same token, you know, I remembered like hearing about certain bands, and then you finally get to, like you just mentioned, you know, you get to hear the music and you go, oh, that's really disappointing.
Right, yeah, exactly.
But in, you know, throughout the years, in time, you learn to love that, you know. I remember, like, I really wanted to buy this double album by Yes. The progressive rock.
That's why.
You know, songs from Topographic Ocean, you know. I thought, man, the cover is amazing, you know. And I realized, you know, I remember I have to save up for, I don't know, 2 months to buy it. You know, it was $8.99. It was pretty expensive. Double LP, and great cover. I remember sitting on the train, just looking at the cover, you know, like studying every corner, you know. And then I put it on. I was like, wait a minute. It's only 4 songs, a double album.
What?
So 1 song per side.
Must have been.
I was like, but I was just too young, you know. Just did, you know.
You feel like you got gypped.
I was like, and I didn't understand the music at all, you know. But of course, you know. I was quite young. I was like 14 or something. But that was fun. I sort of cherish those days when you know things are a lot slower. I think there's definitely something to that, right? And we didn't have, you know, we can scroll on anything, you know, and we read books, you know. We love reading, you know, weird literature and
really getting into that. And then even like magazines, right? Magazines would come out, you're like, oh, what's going on here? Like,
even magazines, you know, we're kind of behind, you know, like, so all the import magazines, we got to wait, you know, everything's like 2 months late, you know. So it's not new anymore, you know, by the time we get it, you know. But anyway, you know, so, but I you know, I cherish those days, you know, like, I think they're really, important.
I think slowing down and actually appreciating the music, like, especially, I do it as well. A lot of other people do it. Like, listening to albums is quite hard now, you know, when like, there's artists that I would love to listen to. Like, if you release an album, I will sit down and listen to it. But a majority of the time, if I like one song here and there of maybe another band, I'm really going to sit down and listen to the entire thing. But necessarily maybe back when, like, you had to buy a full LP, for instance, you know, you're stuck with that Yes album.
That's right.
You're stuck with those 4 songs if you like them or not. But then you kind of grow to like them because they kind of, you know.
I sort of, you know, I said to myself, you know, I got to persevere. I got to deal with this, but not right now. Filed it away. It's still there, you know. I still have it.
I was about to ask, how is your like actual personal record collection? Is that?
It's pretty because I've been buying since quite young, and it's pretty massive, but so, but there's a constant kind of purging process. You know, if I acquire certain things, I would just go, hang on, you know, I haven't listened to this in, you know, 12 years. So
let's get that going.
I still do that, and it goes into the shop.
Right. It goes in.
That's fine.
Yeah. So where do you kind of get a lot of your stuff from? Like I know you mentioned you have a couple like other collecting friends.
Yeah. So I have a couple of consignees. They would consign their records here. Mm-hmm. A lot of mine, and also I order new stuff from US, UK. It depends.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And have you ever seen some like Holy Grail items come in? Like as a collector, is there anything that you look at? You're like, wow, how come I'm holding this?
Yeah. Yep. Well, actually, a couple of Holy Grails actually came from my collection. It was Nirvana's first album, but it was the Australian pressing, which was released by a friend of mine, Heath Frequency.
Yeah.
A fair bit,
Yeah. It's Bleach, right?
Bleach, yes.
Bleach,
and it was the it was through Waterfront Records.
Right.
In conjunction with Sub Pop.
Yeah.
And it's the blue, like the rare blue vinyl thing.
Yeah.
I don't play it that much, and I thought, I'll put it up on Discogs.
Yep.
And a guy from, of all places, Seattle, contacted me and said he really wanted,
wow.
I really wanted it. Okay.
Yeah.
I grew up with the band,
Yeah, right.
I went to the first gig, yeah.
Because they are a Seattle band, aren't they? Or
yeah.
Around there. That area. So did you end up selling it to him? Was that?
Yeah. It wasn't cheap, No, but he was okay at the time. Like the conversion, American dollar still pretty strong,
Yeah. I think it is now. It's getting
That's good. It's getting a little bit better now.
Yeah, at least for us. Yeah. And but I always love that part of record collecting, especially because you always have that idea in your head, like I hope I find this album, and then when you actually do, if that actually happens, it's such a nice feeling that you can't really find anywhere else, right? Like you can
and like you said, sometimes you think of something and then you can find it, and then you kind of like it's forgotten for a bit, and then bang,
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
A year later, whatever, 6 months later, like shit. It's amongst those records someone brought in. Yeah.
It's I do like what you say, whereas like slowing down and kind of appreciating music is something that I wish kind of was still around, and we're going in a direction that it's only going to become faster and faster, really, like when it comes to getting new music.
Yeah.
But that's why I think it's very important to have like all these like radio shows or like other like 2SER or East Side or like what you're doing. So when did that kind of come? Like where did Spirit House kind of come from, and how long you been doing it?
I've been doing it for 15 years maybe.
Wow, 15 years.
Yeah,
because I started.
Yeah. And before me, the guy who started the show, a guy called Sean O'Brien. He's actually a filmmaker.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Right.
I just watched one of his films, which was restored in 4K.
Yeah.
At the Art Gallery of New South Wales.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And that was really cool.
Yeah.
So one day he just came in, to my work, my previous, workplace, and he said to me, look, I'm not going to do this anymore, like I need someone would you be interested? And I've never done radio in my life,
Right.
I mean, I did a little bit of audio engineering studying audio engineering back in 1985,
Yeah. Right.
So I know, channels and whatever.
Yeah, the basic kind of flow, signal flow and all that.
Yep. The kind of audio workflow. Yep. Nothing too fancy. Never done a live broadcast. And he just had me in as a guest, so we're both kind of doing it. Yep. I'm just watching what he was doing. And 2 shows later, he said, "See you later." I'm out.
2 shows.
Yeah, 2 shows, and I'm like, it's like throwing me into the Pacific Ocean.
Really
right
is,
in the middle. Yes. With tidal waves coming.
Yeah. How did you feel going into that? That's quite daunting after 2 episodes of seeing someone that's done it for a long time to be like,
so I got to kind of.
Here you go, James. Here's the
reins. So those 2 weeks I have like constant nightmares, like sleepless nights, thinking about, all the stuff I learned from, 1985.
This does this and this does this. Yeah. And how did you go when that first episode? That third week.
I remember. Oh no, it was okay.
Yeah,
it was okay.
Yeah.
And I felt pretty good about it, and your confidence built.
Yeah.
And it was okay. Yeah.
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 It's awesome. And then you stuck with it. So
yeah, no,
yeah.
I really enjoy it. I really enjoy doing it,
Yeah. So every Monday you head out there? Or
not every Monday. Used to be when I first started, the first few years. And then another friend of mine, he used to run a cafe across from where I used to work.
Yeah.
And he was doing like the East Side training apprenticeship course.
Yeah.
Because they train people to be, whatever, broadcasting or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was doing that, and he finished that course, and I said to him, I said, do you want to, that's right, he was assigned to another show, help out.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
And then it was finished or something, and I said, look, you want to do it with me, so I can... So I can get, 1 week off. And,
at least,
so it's not too hectic. Yeah, it's good to have. Yeah.
And I think having teammates as well in all this. Something to bounce ideas off even. And so do you both kind of approach it differently? Because I know that you kind of focus on artists. You have each episode relatively, most of the time is dedicated to an artist.
That's right.
Does your co-host do that? Or the other host? Or does he kind of do his own kind of interpretation?
Yeah, he does his own kind of thing. We kind of set this point of difference so people don't get bored. Listeners can still discover new stuff. His focus is mainly on the newer releases, but sometimes he would do a theme. He would do a theme thing. He did one not too long ago. It was I think it was like punk, so he did a punk show.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Yep. So
right. And then so where was your idea to kind of like focus on an artist compared to maybe whatever's going on in the world or anything?
Well, first of all, the first thing was like a point of difference. I said maybe people would get bored. If we just kind of do the same thing.
Yeah.
And I thought, wait a minute, maybe I should just turn the show into. Well, half the show really, into something else, which is it's sort of like a rediscovery of my own pretty vast catalog, of stuff at home. I thought, well, I don't get to play them at home that much. Why don't I? And it's been a really fantastic sort of re-engagement with the music. As well, stuff.
Of course,
I thought I'm kind of familiar with this, but really I'm not. There's a lot of stuff which I hardly played. You
might know about it, but you don't actually go back and listen to it all the time.
Exactly. Because as you accumulate more and more stuff,
the ball gets bigger. There's more.
Exactly. The ball is harder to kick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's really interesting. And I do like the idea that you can kind of focus on certain artists, but also like your choice of artists, where it's not very much like you're not doing an episode on like Geese, for instance, which nothing wrong with that, but like that's very much a new band coming in. A lot of people already kind of know about that kind of band. So as far as your choice, does it come from your personal collection, or does it come from I think this artist needs to be a bit more cool?
I tend to do things from my own collection. So it's access as well, because I don't do any I don't pull stuff off the web or whatever. Neil does a bit of that. He'll pull a track from here, there. So I just pull basically stuff from the vault. My personal vault. And I don't do any pre-recording, so it's kind of like a live clash. It could collapse. Sometimes I couldn't remember what track 3 I got to go to the screen, and I didn't have my glasses, I couldn't see what's going on. All that sort of stuff. Like it's but it's all my all. And it's no point, like, for example, if Geese already had like 10 albums, I might do it, if I have them, I might do it, because, once they build a certain sort of catalog, I was like, well, they're worth investigating, But meanwhile, I'm still, giving a lot of, because like a lot of the artists I do, like, you wouldn't hear it anywhere else.
Yeah,
No one's going to play Morton Feldman, Durruti column,
Yeah.
Although they were a thing at the time, with Joy Division and all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they kind of went by the wayside. They didn't have like the staying power that Joy Division had. So it's nice that
they didn't have
just...
that. Yeah, that
yeah,
the cultural cool.
Yeah, the coolest factor.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know we kind of touched on it earlier, but the importance of having something kind of creative that isn't your 9 to 5. Like, can you kind of speak to like what that kind of does? Like, it's kind of. We both kind of agree that it's quite important.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people can kind of get bogged down and there's like, oh, maybe I'm not very good at it. Maybe I haven't put in the hours to become a great artist or a photographer or a radio host or whatever it is. These skills that like it's quite hard to maybe get confidence in. Like, where did you kind of find confidence to do that?
Well, I guess like with art, creative, drawing, whatever, painting, I was doing it for myself, so it was kind of easy, like I don't, I'm not planning on exhibitions and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Photography, same thing, I'm doing it for myself.
Yeah.
Although I'm doing a book secretly, but
yeah.
So I guess when you don't care about judgment,
Yeah.
and if you find enjoyment just out of drawing circles, drawing lines or whatever,
Yeah.
I think like once you put pen on paper and then you start moving your hand, it's you just gotta let it go. You just gotta let it go. There's no like Picasso said, everyone's an artist, true.
Yeah, absolutely.
With the right nurturing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that's
I think
really lovely way to look at it. Like,
I think if you don't think about how people look at your work or whatever, if you can find enjoyment out of it, it's like reading, because it's a closed world, like once you're reading a book, whatever, like no one can.
Yeah. You kind of locked into the pages almost where nothing else really matters.
And then and I think creative things, like whatever, sketching or whatever, has a similar kind of
like same part of the brain almost where it's
as in reading, you go into your own world, like you're in this, which is fantastic, like
I feel like it's I've been trying very much to kind of do more stuff like drawing and taking more photos. But growing up in like, especially the culture it is now, posting it online or anything like that, there can be almost a fear in that, where it's like, oh, well, my artist isn't as good as old mates down the road, so maybe there's no point in me posting this. And I think what you're saying is like having it being a pure passion. Like, it doesn't matter if anyone even sees this. You're doing it for the sake of it. And I think that's really important, which I also feel like is getting a bit lost, especially in like the newer generation, where they've grown up with all this technology and they see all these famous online personalities. So it's like, well, if I can't do that, then there's no point in doing anything. When there's all this beauty that can be found in that other side of it, where it's like that pure passion.
They just need that kind of I don't know, that psychological breakthrough, if you want to call it that, to overcome that, like my art is my art. It doesn't matter, we used to go to art galleries, and go, what's the big deal with this? Why is it so, So, and another person would come and say, wow, that's amazing,
It's all subjective, right?
Yeah,
and it's like
exactly.
Same with music, like,
I see a lot of great stuff on Instagram, unique, like not necessarily like technically amazing. And I see some technically amazing things, and they're like pretty boring,
It's like when a person, you can see like their passion is thrown through it, or their personality's in it. I think that's a lot more interesting than a beautiful artwork that's so super realistic. And there's nothing wrong with that side, but it's more just like as far as
you're right.
like there's a beauty in all of that. But I feel like there's very much that same level of beauty in crappy drawing that you drew up at 3 a.m. because you felt like it.
Yeah.
Like it's an expression of yourself. And I feel like it, like kind of doing that, I think it's quite healthy to kind of, you know.
Yeah,
because
totally.
Because it is just you and that art, you and that book, you and that paperwork, or you and that camera.
Yep.
And but I remember like when I came in last week, you were saying a lot about how back in the day, you used to run around like developing film, used to do all these things. Can you kind of like talk about that? Because the technology right now is so much different. Like as you can see with this setup now, it's this is my phone. Like,
I know. It's amazing.
And it's all linked to get together quite easily. I set up in 5 minutes. Can you talk about like kind of like how it was, you know, when you were kind of getting into the arts and all that?
Okay. Well, my training was actually cinematography, you know, like film. So when I first switched to digital, I found it really intimidating.
Right, yeah.
Because I didn't understand, you know, like all the, you know, the conversion thing, you know, like this interlacing and all that stuff. I don't know about. Now it's just flick of a switch, you know, on your laptop or whatever. Even converting in the beginning of digital, converting a file, a big digital file from say color to black and white, or the other way. Sorry, you couldn't do it the other way.
Yeah, right.
Then from color to black and white will take, you know, a 10-minute thing would take, you know, 24 hours to render.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, now it's you know,
boom.
Yeah, boom.
And you're good. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So once again, it's that time thing, isn't it? Like everything takes so much longer, and even before the early days of digital, we go back to analog. It's even longer.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
exactly,
I know a lot of young people now romanticizing about, oh, it's great, I was shot on film.
Yeah, yeah.
I know. I said, so how do you print?
Yeah.
How do you print them? He said, oh, you know, we get scans and you know, we get digital. Yeah.
And so it's like kind of lose a bit of that. Like it's.
You know, I was like, oh, okay, so what's the point of shooting it on film in the first place? You know,
you could just use a filter to make it look like it's on film, and then you're good to go.
Yeah,
like
it's you know.
Yeah.
But end of the day, you know, like with all this stuff, you know, they talk about, you know, the hardware. You know, it's as you know, it's the person behind the camera. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't matter, you know. I love a lot of the old masters, you know, and some of the new, you know, new photographers, you know, upcoming, whatever. Yeah, it is the person behind the camera, isn't it?
Yeah,
like, you can have the best gear, and you can still make
it does, like
take
you could
crap,
well, exactly, right, like you can spend thousands, especially in uni. I felt like that, like I got caught like, this is a $300 recorder that I didn't really need, that I'm using as a backup right now, you know, and there's a lot of like, you get kind of caught up in the okay, well, if I want to do it, I need to hit that professionalism. If it's if you know, videography, or if it's music, you need to get Pro Tools, or you need to get the best camera. But again, it goes back to what we were saying, where it's like there's this beauty that like if you show your passion in any kind of art, I think that's much more important and interesting than, you know, a $5,000 camera and then, you know, not much to say in front of it, you know. It's
you nailed it.
It's but it's it also, I do like now, but how easy it is to kind of get into it, you know. Like, I don't know if I would be doing this if there was that big barrier. So like that also shows your passion to do it, considering there was all these layers, you know, with developing film and like doing all these things, and it's a whole different world that wouldn't have been easy to learn, I assume. Like that.
That's why. Oh, you know, a few years of learning, you know. Really basic things, you know, what do you call it? Optics and chemistry and all that stuff, you know, which I completely forgot.
Yes.
I mean, and it's no one's better than the other. Like you were saying, you know, like forget about gear. If you have a story to tell, you know,
that's it. Well, like, you know,
it doesn't matter. And if you don't, I don't know. I don't know.
Do something else, but but that's, you know,
exactly. Do something else,
And but that's why I like with this, where I just walked in off the street a couple of days ago. As goes what you're saying before about people just kind of coming in. And I've been kind of wanting to do something like this for a while, like actually interview people, and like I've been trying to get involved in the culture of Sydney quite a lot. It's something that I've neglected growing up here. I grew up in Penrith, so Sydney's been in my life since as long as I can remember. And, you know, I've gone overseas, I've gone to, you know, other places, and it's always that kind of almost made me love Sydney more, which is funny because you think it would do the opposite. You go see London, you go see Amsterdam, you're like, oh, well, this is better than Sydney. But I missed it. I came home, I'm like, okay, we're back, you know. So like with Sydney, did you ever see yourself living somewhere else? Like you came from Hong Kong to Sydney. Did you ever experiment maybe living somewhere else, or was Sydney always your home?
Yeah, not really. But now, because I'm a lot older, and well, I've been to quite a few places. Yeah, and there are a few potential places that I think maybe I can retire here. You know. There are. There are. But it's funny. You know, because like I spent so many years here, like I don't know, 40 whatever, 40 something years. Yeah.
It's kind of hard to be anywhere else.
Yeah, because you just have this kind of, I don't know, psychic link to the place. You know, you know, because you remembered every single. Yeah. I mean, a lot of those places don't exist anymore, but or changed, you know. But it's
like the culture of like anywhere you kind of are, especially in Sydney. Like we're such a young country, but I think we have a lot more history than kind of people might think, I guess. And
there are a lot of definitely a lot of stories from all over the place, you know, coming together. But it's no, it's a great it's a great and interesting. It's funny because it's kind of isolated, you know, from. We're still pretty far from the rest of the world, you know.
Absolutely,
and yet, you know, still now it's becoming a bit of a hotspot, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, people do come here, you know, big shows. Yep. You know, back to that, you know, we do have good art that, you know, once upon a time they wouldn't get here, you know, like big shows, you know, the whatever, you know, the Rembrandt and whatever. But, so it's looking good. But like you said, you know, it is expensive. But then again, compared to other places, it's still okay. You know, like you know, New York, London's crazy. You know. You know?
Absolutely. And I was in London for a bit, and I had the idea of like, oh, I would love to be there. But I think Sydney, like especially our transport system is so much nicer than it is over there. And like, I think there's a lot of things Sydney do that doesn't really get credit. Like everyone looks at the price of like everything, and that's justified. But a lot of, it's a very like, everything's quite quick. Like I missed, you know, my train was delayed. So then I caught another one in 2 minutes and then went XYZ and went to here and there. And then, you know, it had options. And
well, I was, you know, initially I was skeptical about the new metro system, you know. Like, oh my God, they're just digging so deep, pulling everything down. Yeah. And I'm like, wow, this is actually
it's quite nice.
Pretty amazing. You know.
Self-driving, it's good. Yeah.
You know, we got to Hornsby in like, you know, no time.
Yeah, it's good.
You know, once upon a time it would.
Not a chance, right?
Yeah, but 2 hours, you know, like to get to Hornsby, you know.
Yeah. And so now everything's becoming a lot more connected. Like, you know, even today, I had 3 different options. I could have drove, I could have been here in 20 minutes, I could have taken a train and do this and that. It's very connected, especially in the last couple of years. It's getting a lot better. And so, like, as someone who's grown up in Western Sydney, there was always this disconnect between Western Sydney and, you know, this DBD. And
that's important, you know, like have good kind of connectivity.
Yeah, exactly. So now I can get out here super quick and like spend a day out here, and it's not too much of a pain. I can go home. Yeah.
I mean, look, you know, I mean, I shouldn't knock London too much. You know, I mean, their tube system, it's pretty good, but expensive.
Yeah.
Pretty expensive.
Yep. And as a tall guy, I almost hit my head on it because I didn't think it was so short.
Yeah, I know.
They're tiny.
They're tiny, I know. Even I feel constricted in that tiny little... And they haven't upgraded the tube in how many years?
Oh my God. No, I could have...
just look, I was like, oh man, this thing is going to fall apart. You know?
Yeah. And like, we just got rid of our old mountains trains. Rest in peace. Which now they got their like brand new one. So we're still putting money into that. But... yeah, look, it's almost 11 o'clock, so you're about to open up. But I just wanted to say thank you so much, James, for this.
Thank you for...
lovely, this is a great chat. And no, your time is super valuable. The fact you got here in like an hour early it means a lot, so thank you. And,
no. That's all right. Yep.
Appreciate the coffee as well. It was very lovely.
No. Pleasure. No. Pleasure is mine.
Yeah. And hopefully you had as much fun doing this as I did because it's lovely. Interviewing people is such a...
I hope I didn't come across too vague and yeah.
No, it was amazing. No, thank you so much, James. But yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. But yeah, cool. All right, awesome.
Cool, beautiful. Yep.
Easy. Okay.
Okay.
Recording.